Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Houston Element Podcast. My name is Missy, and I'm your host. And today, I have the lovely pleasure to sit down with local recording and performing artist, Yung Chong.
Hey everybody, what's up, man? It's your boy YC Yung Chong. You know I'm a Southside baby, and thank you for having me on the show.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you, man. I'm new to your music, so it's nice to learn about a new artist and things like that. That's always exciting.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How'd you get into the music, man? What was the passion about?
So I just really grew up with a lot of hip hop influence in my life. My pops was listening to it heavy, my cousins and everybody. But they was we all from Texas, you know what I'm saying? Houston, Port Arthur, all that area, Gulf area. But my pops and my family definitely the ones who got me into hip hop music, and I kind of fell in love with it at a young age type thing. So
That's wonderful. So your family helped kind of inspire the love for music for you?
definitely.
Excellent. Is there any kind of music genres in particular that you, or bands that you remember growing up listening to that you really enjoyed?
Yeah, actually, a lot of R&B, kind of like the Gap Band, uh, the Temptations. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the Temptations.
Yes,
Oh, I love
yes.
them.
Also like Zapp and Roger. You know, so I'm very well versed on like old school, even some rock music.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent, man. But, music from like the Temptations era, it's just
Definitely.
indisputable. It just that,
Yeah, definitely. I think every era had its time, for
oh,
sure.
yeah. Excellent. Excellent. So what is the inspiration behind your artist's name, your lyrics, and your style?
Okay, so my mother last name, like her main last name, is Chong, and that's my middle name. Crazy story, right? But nah, I just carry the name really proudly. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it. That's how I got that name. And as for like everything, just kind of just morphed together on its own type thing. Because everybody used to call me Chong anyway when I was younger, so it just worked out perfect.
And what about your lyrics and your type of vernacular music style?
Okay, so lyrics, I always try to make punchlines because I guess my preference in rap back then was definitely punchline rap. I really enjoy like old school New York rappers like Nas and Jay, Beanie Siegel, a lot of lyrical Method Man. But I also love like Southern artists like Scarface, man, lyrical genius. So I try to always end stuff with a punchline. I don't try to I don't try to be cheesy with them. Make sure I don't, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of stuff you can say you don't want to sound corny saying it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, though. Those little earworms, though. Like, I like that. I like
Okay.
that, man.
Okay. Yeah.
So, how will you describe your workflow for creating, recording, and performing?
So it's actually a very long process, man. Performances, I think I've done so many of them now that I just know it's no big deal now. It's definitely you have to control the crowd basically. So if you come in with negative energy, you're always gonna have a terrible show. But I never try to go in with negative energy no matter what. So that's good. Now lyrics wise, once again, it's just a process. But I think definitely performing, I have that down to the T now. So, yeah.
So, what about for recording, getting in the studio? What gets you amped up and ready to deliver your best product?
So I listen to a beat for about 5 days.
Wow.
And I don't rap, like I don't even rap to it or nothing. I just listen to it. And what I do is basically I just make my first couple of bars, and by that time it'll be done. So when I go into the studio, I've already rehearsed my verse about 20 times, but I do that to like different beats. Like I'll say like 10 different beats a day. So I'm writing a lot of songs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible, man. Like, So are you listening to the beat like instrumental wise, like, or just like inspiration wise?
It's kind of both. I always try to write when I feel an emotion very quickly because I want to just see exactly what's gonna come out. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I can dig it, man. I can dig it, man. So you released your third mixtape earlier this year called At Last. You said online that this was the last chapter of a trilogy project. Can you please elaborate?
So starting with my career, I started rapping way back when I was about 18. You know what I'm saying? I actually took a venture out in Colorado, and I actually messed around and got signed to an independent label. You know what I'm saying? So that was amazing. Uh, the only the only tape I released with them was Baby Boy, and that's basically was I planned on for a trilogy of tapes, but it just came along. It goes Baby Boy, that's my first one, and then the next one is That's the Difference, and then At Last is of course the last one. So it just shows my growth uh, throughout life. The first tape was definitely more personal, definitely direct to my life. The second tape was a mixture of me trying new sounds and still, a couple songs that hit close to me. But the third song, the third album, I would definitely say that it was cultivated in the moment of good time and good feeling. I didn't really wasn't going through no strife or anything. I was living life, so a lot of the music reflects that. But I always want to be versatile. I always want to be versatile. So I definitely wanted to end this series because I think I've grown into the artist that I wanted to grow into. So
That's wonderful. Like that's really good to hear that, you've went on that journey with an intention and you reached your goal, of loving yourself more.
yeah, definitely.
So, do you think that you have different techniques that you end up using with different type of emotions or settings or things like that, or is it just all, improv, inspirational?
It's just yeah, pretty much improv. I don't try to make a song on purpose. You know what I'm saying? If I don't like forcing songs because I feel like that's when you start doubting yourself anyway, and the
Hmm.
song won't come out good. So I really just let like four bars come into my head, and then I practice a flow to it. But I try like four different flows just to see what rides with the beat the best. And it's just crazy because those four bars could turn into a song. It could turn into another two, and then I just come back to it. It's just really a spur of the moment. But I guess it's been working. I'm just kind of happy that my stream's been going up lately. That's a blessing. I did have a little stint where the streams kind of slowed down, so that definitely worried me. But they're starting to go very well again. So
That's fantastic, man. That's
yeah,
fantastic, man.
definitely. Yeah.
So you just like to paint with your words, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes that could be a gift and a curse because sometimes I really am just rapping. I'm not saying I lie in my raps or nothing. I don't do that. But I'm just not one of those people who's gonna say names in songs. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, I
That's
understand.
that's just yeah.
Yeah, it's for the birds.
Exactly.
So you were saying a little bit earlier, talking about your first mixtape, Baby Boy. And what would you say that this part was in reference to the trilogy? What was it about?
So Baby Boy, I wrote a lot of raps growing up, but I never like tried to rap them for real. Rap was just fun at first. But I remember my boy, he rapped too and everything, but he got his first check from his show. I'm gonna shout him out, my boy Kent Washington. And when I seen that money, it was different. It was you know what I'm saying, clean money. It wasn't didn't have to worry about nothing. It was just you doing what you do, music. So eventually I was like, wow, I want that too. So I just started writing Baby Boy when I was about 16. And I just remember I recorded it, and I just remember recording the first track, and everybody was just looking at me like, man, that was really a personal song. but that's just life, you know what I mean? But that's what the first tape was about, just my young life. So,
Wow, since you were 16. And then when
yeah.
did you released that in 2017, that album, correct?
2014.
2014, excuse
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, I was 18 going on 19 when it released. So it was definitely like it was dope. It was dope.
Wow.
And it did what it had to do. So
Wow, that's wonderful, man.
yeah.
And so your next mixtape, the second one that's called That's the Difference. So
Yeah.
what was that about in accordance to the trilogy?
So basically I wanted to show that I had kind of a growth sonically. And not saying that I changed completely, but I wanted to show that my music matures with me. I was about 21, 20 writing this one. It released when I was 22. And it was actually, so far anyway, it's my most streamed album. So it definitely did what it had to do. I personally, am very honest with myself though, musically. Not saying people gave it bad reviews or anything, but I think I definitely rushed it. But it was just pressure from business side. And sometimes when you don't give yourself enough time, and the business gets to you, you just release something. And I definitely had strong tracks on there. But, I think it was more of a sophomore slump, if anything. And I'm gonna be honest,
What would you think you would have done differently if you had a little bit more time?
I would have made, I think my third album, my newest one at last, would have been my second.
Yeah.
My second album.
Okay.
Because with that, it's my most streamed, like I said, and it definitely helped me elevate. But I definitely wish I had more time. That's about it.
I feel that. I feel that. So aside from that, what are some of the excuse me. Totally different question. Just kidding. What are some techniques you'd like to use to achieve your sound mixing wise? Like, what are some new techniques that you learned recording your second mixtape that you enjoyed?
So, ironically, I'm not sure if you're aware of who T.H.E is.
No, not sure.
Okay, so he's a rapper from Dallas. He had a hit, and his engineer actually lives out in Texas, in Klien, Texas. If you ever go out there, he's a platinum and gold like selling engineer. So that's amazing. That's who I actually recorded with.
Wow.
For about, I'll say about 6 years. He definitely has. Yeah, he has what it takes to make your sound.
Yeah.
I definitely like working with Steve. His name is Steve. So if y'all ever go out to Klien, Texas, make sure y'all hit up What's Happening Steve, because I promise you he's gonna make sure you sounding amazing. So
wow. Anything in particular that he did, like EQing, compressing, or just overall you enjoyed?
Yeah, he definitely EQ, pressing and auto tune. And he actually taught me to use my voice to an advantage of auto tune. Because if you know your key and everything, it definitely makes a difference.
Excellent. Excellent, man. I love it when engineers are willing to share those tips with their clients.
Man, yes, definitely. I would definitely recommend, if anyone in Central Texas, just go to him. The guy there's just some people out there who just has a natural talent. And I think he definitely has a natural talent, because I'll say he was a good part in helping me find my sound.
Excellent. Excellent, man. And 6 years of dedication, that's no joke. Yeah, he must have been doing the right stuff.
Yeah. he never gave up.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So my next question is, I had to read it again. Did you record and produce your 3 mixtapes at the same studio? So did you record one with the gentleman you mentioned before, or?
Yes, so it's wild. I record at a lot of studios, but Steve, he really was a part. There was a time in my career where I was just releasing singles, thinking that I was fulfilling a contract. And the whole time, this is why it's important to read. I wasn't fulfilling my contract. So, but he definitely, throughout that whole series of singles, you can see the growth in my music. And then he definitely also engineered half of my newest album as well.
Excellent.
So yeah, I definitely know on that album I got the flow down, and he really is a person I can trust. He'll keep it honest with me, and that's exactly what I need.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So is it easy to say he's probably the favorite engineer you've worked with thus far?
Oh yeah. The first tape. Interesting you say that. I come from like poverty and everything, so even though you get deals and stuff, they give you a little budget. And it was the crappiest budget, I'm gonna be honest. But I recorded it in my homie's basement. He had a whole studio in there. I remember one day we was just chilling, and he was like, "Man, you want to go record a song?" I was like, "What you mean?" We go downstairs, and he has like an amazing studio. So it was some good times. It was some good times making the first one. The second one, that one was just, I was recording that just kind of anywhere. So it like I said, it was rushed. So I just recorded anywhere. I felt like I didn't even have a set studio I could go and actually vibe. But yeah.
But you made it happen underneath the circumstances, so that's incredible.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow. So how long did it take altogether to produce those 3 projects as a whole?
Wow. So I've always been told that art takes time to make. I think these days a lot of people rush to make something. Personally, do whatever you feel as a creative. Sometimes I just feel like a lot of things sound rushed these days. People release 20-track albums and then 6 months later release like a 40-track album. You got to give yourself time to go through stuff in life. You got to go through actual things, and that's when you can tell the music is authentic. I think a lot of the time people get caught up in quantity over quality.
Yeah.
But it took me from 2014 to this year to finish it. That's an 8-year period. It took about 3 years apart from my first tape to my second tape. And then from my second tape to my third, it took 5. And what I love about those times is I've been doing so many shows and releasing so many singles that's been doing good on their own. It's actually teaching me how to make an album. And that's what I love about that so much, man. I love about waiting and letting a project cultivate itself. I think people should definitely take their time, but I understand, society moves quick, the business moves quick, but as long as you still keep the work ethic, you won't really lose out on anything.
And I mean, and then those 8 years you spent on those 3 projects, but you got so much done.
Yeah.
You released so much emotions,
Exactly.
And so you have a music video out for your second single off your new mixtape called Boogerlo?
Yeah.
Can you please explain to those who don't know what a Boogerlo is?
So I was looking through the dictionary one day. This is actually like a year ago. And I was looking through the dictionary because I just try to look for new words to use. And I saw it in there. And at first, I was just confused because the definition was just kind of funny. So you know how friends be messing around and everything. So he comes in, we're just talking mess. And I said, shut up before I hit you with a Boogerlo. But it was so funny. He told me to put it in a song. So it really was an inside joke.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think the song is very hard though. If you go on, Apple Music or Spotify, check that song out.
Yeah. Like it was definitely got stuck in my head, but I was like, what in the heck is a Boogerlo? I mean,
Yeah.
the things you get inspiration from music, man.
Yeah. I don't know. That was just the funniest thing. We laughed for like 20 minutes straight.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And now every time your friend hears that song, he's going to feel the love.
Yeah. I actually, my bud who was on the track with me, he asked me the same thing. And I was like, man, if you just make this verse, I promise the song's going to come out good. Just trust me. He said, man, you say you're going to hit him with a Boogerlo. But it's actually the most streamed song on the tape now.
I mean, you're not going to find no one else with a song named Boogerlo right now. So you know you're going to find his song.
Yeah, definitely.
So what is your workflow like when it comes to making music videos?
So music videos, I try to basically paint the best picture I can to the videographer. And I think you have to find somebody who can see your vision.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get me wrong, I love all my videos, but I definitely had the best chemistry with MCH Films.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him made a string about 11 videos.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a lot of videos, and I knew we had the chemistry when I said, hey man, this is my vision for this video. You can make it happen. And he got it right on the money. And it's actually my most viewed video on YouTube. It's called Married to Me. And yeah, I try to make sure that chemistry is there, because if no one can't see your vision, how can you expect them to give you your vision? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Because a cameraman is not just, filming, but he's directing you as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's like oh my bad, my phone. There's like there's definitely different avenues you could take to videos, but I pretty much just, like I said, just try to make sure the chemistry is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm jealous because y'all got this kind of charisma and camera readiness I will never have.
What you mean?
Don't let this discourage y'all. I'm just like letting Jesus take the wheel. I don't have the same photo readiness as y'all do, so I give y'all props.
Yeah. But nah, you could be photo ready too.
Oh, thank you.
You got good energy.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that, man.
Definitely.
So you feature different artists in some of your music videos, including Slope Gotti.
Yeah.
So how's your experience been with networking with other artists?
Man, I'm glad you asked me this. So shout out to Slope Gotti. That's family right there. Everybody in Texas should check him out.
Will do.
That guy he's really the next big thing. I think every artist I've ever collabed with have a special talent to him. The collabing process is different. You're going to collab with people that vibe with you off of it, and that's off music and everything. So I think a lot of the artists I collab with, I'm Frostbite Fredo from Chicago, K9 from LA, Big Fredo 49 in Klien. Then I collab Kent Washington, of course, Tribe Mafia of Austin. Check them out too. They actually got their first million view video. So shouts out to them. But I definitely worked with a lot of people, King El Chapo, Lil Nate. If you keep an open network, you'll be surprised with how much good music you can make. I was definitely feature heavy on this new album, but it was more to show that I can transfer my techniques, if that makes sense. Like I can make a song with anybody. I really do feel that way.
Excellent.
So I don't care if it's Katy Perry or if it's Tim McGraw or if it's Eminem, Kendrick Lamar. Anybody asks me to get on the song, I'll get on the song. The only time I'll deny a feature is if you have some beef and you're trying to pull me into your beef. Don't pull me into your beef, man. Yeah, don't pull me in because everybody got beef these days, I guess. I feel it. But I'm not gonna put you into my personal life. We're just doing music. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people get blurred lines of what's real and fake. And you gotta keep it real with yourself at all times, in my opinion. Especially in this business.
Yes.
You gotta keep it real with yourself or you're gonna just fall through the cracks and they're gonna take advantage of you.
Yes.
You're gonna end up getting hurt over someone else's stuff. So
I'd be happier in a box than being judged by 12. Can I get an amen?
yeah, amen. For real. For real though.
And so you performed your first South by Southwest show in 2018.
Oh yeah.
So what was that experience like for you?
So my manager at the time let me know, with the success of the tape, he was like, man, we got you booked all over South by Southwest. It was amazing. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? So we did a string of shows at first before South by. This was like a very fun period. And it's so crazy because this is just a couple years before the pandemic. I did like, I would say a mini tour per se. It was the first time I actually went and just went with a bunch of rappers and just went around places to perform. At the time, I performed a lot of times in Klien. I performed out in DeSoto, Texas. I came out to Houston one time, did a show. So I was just doing a lot of shows, and then South by Southwest came along, and it just even helped the tape blow up even more. So that was definitely a plus. I couldn't even believe, like, when I was seeing the numbers go up, I was just shocked because South by Southwest, I feel like it's a great place to really boost you. But you got, like I said, you got to be confident in your work. You can't let other people deter you from that, because artists of any genre, man, if you tell somebody you want to do music, there's always going to be that person who just looks at you and just be like, dude, be realistic. You're not going to make it and blah, blah, blah. And then I think I'm at an age now where it's not about per se making it. You know what I mean? People think making it is being on the radio 24/7 and being like, Lil Baby and stuff, which, yeah, that's making it for sure. Not knocking that. But I mean in a make it where I can go and fix up my neighborhood. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like I made it when I'm actually getting some amazing checks from doing this. And it doesn't matter if I have millions of fans or if I just have 10,000 people who ride with me really hard. You know what I mean? They just gonna boost me every time. And I'm the type of person who just want to invest back into my fans, man. So I will say this. I will say the people who stuck with me, like fan-wise, I actually appreciate that, because over the time, they got me to these streams, you know what I mean? They were the ones who was out there pushing my sound and telling people to check me out and everything. So I appreciate that for sure.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent, man. Yeah, because, at the end of the day, you're making music, so you're making it.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Exactly. Exactly. But I don't know why people always talk about you're never gonna make it, but they can never tell me what does that mean.
Yeah.
What does that exactly? Because there's rappers who only average like 500,000 views, but they're making a lot of money. They're making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you consider that making it? They're making thousands of dollars, and they're not even on the same level as like a Lil Baby or a Megan Thee Stallion or something. But
Yeah.
they're definitely making their money.
Yeah.
So people just gotta pick and choose. I pick and choose my battles. I don't try to shine too much light on negativity. But you just gotta keep it moving, man. Just keep it moving. That's the key to life for real.
That part. Well, you heard it from the man yourself. Keep it moving because you're making it. You're making life. You're making music. You're making art.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this week. And we will talk to you guys next week.